She called her sister at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. The line was crackling the way international calls sometimes do, and her voice was low, not whispering exactly, but careful. Measured, like someone choosing every single word. She said, "I found something I wasn't supposed to find. If I stop calling you, if I go quiet, don't believe whatever they tell you. It won't be an accident." Her sister laughed nervously and said, "Stop being dramatic." But the woman on the other end didn't laugh back. She just said, "I love you," and hung up. That was the last time anyone heard her voice. Her name was Elena Ferrante, not the famous author, but a 34-year-old Italian-American journalist living in Rome for 3 years, working on what she called the story of my career. Within 72 hours of that phone call, she was found dead in her apartment near the Trastevere district. The Roman police ruled it a suicide within 48 hours. No investigation. No toxicology report released to the public. No explanation for why the apartment showed signs of a struggle, quietly omitted from the official report. And no explanation for why her laptop, her notebooks, and her external hard drive had all been wiped clean. This story doesn't start with that phone call. It starts earlier, the way the most dangerous investigations always do. With a single document that wasn't meant to be seen. Elena had been in Rome on a freelance contract, working for a mid-sized American outlet, covering European politics and finance. By all accounts, she was meticulous, not someone who chased conspiracy theories. Her colleagues described her as the kind of journalist who triple-checked every source, who walked away from stories she couldn't fully verify, who kept her opinions separate from her reporting. So when she began reaching out to people that spring, cryptic emails, encrypted messaging apps, meetings in unfamiliar cafes, the people who knew her noticed. Something had changed. She had found something. What she found is still debated. But here's what we know. Fragments she left behind survived because she was careful. Because she was quietly paranoid, in the way good investigative journalists sometimes are. She had been researching real estate laundering in neighborhoods surrounding the Vatican. At first glance, it sounded ordinary. Financial corruption in Rome is nothing new. But this wasn't about zoning violations. It was bigger. A network. Not small. A network linking mid-level Vatican financial officials to shell companies in Luxembourg, Cyprus, and the Cayman Islands. Over a decade, these companies moved enormous sums of money. Not millions, billions of euros. And the money didn't come from the Vatican at all. This is where everything changes. Because the source of the money appeared to be connected to organized crime. The Camorra, the Ndrangheta, two of the most powerful and least understood criminal networks in Europe. But even that wasn't the most dangerous part. The real question was the other end. Where was the clean money going? Because laundering has two sides. Dirty input, clean output. Elena believed she had found the output. And it pointed toward political financing structures. Structures that, if proven, would implicate major politicians in at least 2 G7 countries. She never told anyone which politicians. Not her sister. Not her editor. She was protecting her sources. But also herself. Or trying to. In the months before her death, she changed. She changed her phone twice. Moved apartments once. Switched email providers. Used a VPN at all times. She even started attending a small English-language church. Not because she was religious, but because it's a place where someone would notice if I stopped showing up. She was building a safety net. Out of human attention. She knew she was being watched. And she knew the people watching her were not amateurs. For her sister, the question isn't whether Elena was murdered. That was answered the moment she heard the voicemail. The real question is, who? And behind that, why? Why did no institution push for answers? Not the Italian government, not the American embassy, not major media organizations. Why did a serious journalist, with evidence of a billion-euro operation, die under suspicious circumstances, and everyone move on so quickly? Because if that's true, then the network Elena uncovered wasn't just powerful enough to silence one journalist. It was powerful enough to silence the systems meant to protect her. Let's go back to the documents, because this is where truth lives. In details, in specifics. There are 3 items verified by independent forensic experts. The first, a photograph, not dramatic. 7 men at a dinner table. Elegant setting, suits. Looks like a corporate meeting. Exactly what it was meant to look like. But Elena annotated it. Date, location, a private club near the EUR district. And names. 3 match directors of Luxembourg shell companies. 1 a European financial regulator. 1 linked to Ndrangheta leadership. And 2 names circled with a note. Confirm before publishing, these 2 change everything. She never confirmed them. And those 2 names have never been made public. The second document, bank transfer records. Screenshots not official, but revealing. Funds moving through 7 entities before landing in accounts tied to political consulting firms. Registered in Delaware, a place known for corporate opacity. Elena wrote in red across the top. Follow the consulting firms, the firms go to the campaigns, which campaigns? That is the story. And the third document, the most important, a single page of handwritten notes. Names crossed out, question marks, annotations. And at the bottom, underlined twice, a sentence. They already know I have this. The question is what they think I'm going to do with it. She wrote that 10 days before her death.